the thing. When you go to the Pro Bowl, if they don't school you on what's supposed to happen, you're naive.
Yeah.
So when he switched teams, I'm like, this is a thing.
That's
and
amazing.
all the other guys was like, you need to play hard and don't be that guy that's out here and just look bad in the games. I'm like, freak. That was my first snap in the Pro Bowl.
That's phenomenal.
So I'm like, you gonna get it today. And then they was like, bro, what was you doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? It was like, that was like a ceremonial thing. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I didn't know.
It's time for a message from BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. The big game is coming up. New customers sign up and get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if your first bet loses. Then check back for promotions like odds boosts, no sweat bets, and NBA and NHL second chance promos. All from the sportsbook born in Vegas. What's up, y'all? We're really excited to go to the Super Bowl. As usual, New Orleans is the best. Can't wait. We got an Airbnb, beautiful spot picked out. And it's a good thing we did because there's not a lot of places to stay. The hotels got booked pretty quick. Plus, it's a lot better having privacy and your own place. You know, it's nice being able to walk into your own kitchen in the morning when you're feeling a little bit maybe hungover in New Orleans. While I'm gone, my house is just going to be sitting there at home. You might be like me. You might be headed to the Super Bowl. You might be going on a family trip. You might be going somewhere for an extended period of time or just a weekend, and you might not know how much your house can be worth. It might be worth more than you think. Find out how much at airbnb.com/host.
What is up? It is Beau Allen here. I'm at the Green Light House. This is our first interview of Super Bowl week. I am joined by my former Bucs teammate, 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, current NFL Network analyst, and co-host of the McCoy and Van Noy Show, Gerald McCoy. Gee, thanks for coming, baby.
Thanks for being so proper with the introduction, Beau. I appreciate you
got to butter him up with the intro.
I appreciate your professionalism. I always have and I always will. Thank you, my brother.
I'm absolutely a pro. So, Gerald, welcome to the house, man. We are sponsored by Lovesack, so we have a lot of lovely Yeti gifts as well, and we're gonna make sure that you get your little swag bag on the way out, man.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate everything, all the swag and the opportunity to be on the show. Thanks, brother.
Well, we fucking love it, man, and we're happy to have you. Thanks for popping our cherry here for this first interview. I'm going to get right into it, G. We were talking about working out. We're both meatheads. You were telling me about how you have a workout later today. Tell me what you're doing, man, because I feel like you're making me feel a little insecure.
Yeah, well, there's levels to the meathead. You got the bone-in ribeye meathead. I'm more of like a Salisbury steak meathead. Still meat.
I'd give you like a filet.
Yeah, I'll be a filet. Yeah.
A little bougie, fancy.
You're a little more marbleized.
I'm like a 26-ounce bone-in ribeye, though. That's like pure meathead.
I love working out, man. I'm an addict. I'm addicted to working out, and I treat working out the same way I did playing. I didn't eat before practice.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it, man. It's just like, especially training camp. Like I had a little bit of fuel, but before a workout, I just can't eat. So my timing of my workout, it matters.
Yeah.
So there's been days where if I don't work out until 8:00 at night, I will not eat until after my workout.
Have you worked out yet today, G?
I have not worked out today.
So we're running just pure no cals right now.
Straight water.
Wow, I respect the see.
I'm
a
I had tea this morning. Does that count?
No, because that keeps you fasted. So like, is it you just don't like? Because I'm kind of the same way, but I do like intermittent fasting. But I also like rip caffeine and do a lot of Zen and stuff like that.
I intermittent fast, but like my calories, like I had I don't know if I can say different stuff on it, but I had a Celsius.
Yeah. We'll get a Celsius sponsorship after this. Don't worry.
Yes. And a 5-hour energy. And that's the extent of my calories.
That's wild.
Today. And water.
See, I would be hangry.
I haven't had a piece of candy, no fruit, nothing. Because I haven't hit the gym. That's how addicted to working out I am. It's getting bad, man. It's bad.
I've been in New Orleans for 2 hours, and I've already had a shrimp po' boy.
So. It's bad, man. I'm telling you. But I love working out, and I've developed the love for running.
Yeah,
I never thought I would do it. Beau, I love you. We play together. So sprints, I would sprint.
Yeah.
That's what I did. But running distance, man, it's something about being fat your whole life and being big. The more you run, how it makes your body feel like you feel like Brad Pitt.
Oh, I've never felt that way in my life.
But you don't look like it.
Well,
While you're running, you feel great. Listen, bro, I can run 2 miles in under 20 minutes consistently.
That's
and
impressive.
I'm nearly 300 pounds. Yeah. And I can consistently do it, like anytime I do it.
Let me get some more metrics. What else we got? What do we got for weight? What do we got for I know you're a big bench guy.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Kind of. I was.
I know you're strong as hell. Just you can brag for a little bit.
I was there was a point where I could rep 405 and I was getting 420 and stuff.
You sent me a video of you hitting 405 5 times.
Yeah.
This was last year, and I opened it up and I was like, fuck, I got it.
Yeah, I did. But you know how much I weighed then? I was 327 pounds.
Dude, you should unretire.
Yeah, I was 327, and I was like, "This is too much." My back started hurting. My sciatic nerve was
you didn't
stinging.
feel like Brad Pitt.
I did not feel like Brad Pitt at all.
Felt like what? Like Forrest Whitaker?
Michael Clark Duncan. Yeah, my sciatic nerve was hurting. I was going to the doctor, wondering why am I feeling? I couldn't sit down right, and I was like, man. And this was the turning point. We took family photos.
Oh,
everybody's finding clothes to wear.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here, stuffed in my shirt. And I'm like, why are these buttons spreading?
Yep.
And that was it, man. I said, I can't do it
and
no
then
more.
You just stopped eating until you worked out.
And since then, man, I fluctuated between 30 and 40 pounds weight loss.
That's incredible.
We had our goals that we were trying to hit. I actually hit my goal, but then my wife was like, that's too small. So I need you to put a little more weight.
I'm reassessing my goal after the Super Bowl week because the food down here is incredible, dude. I'm going to be such a fat kid.
Let me tell you how they pissed me off with my credential at the convention center. So we get these credentials and they have all this access you have. In the corner of my credential is a plate with a fork and a knife on it.
Yeah.
And I said, let me see your credential. And it's like, nobody has this. And I'm like, what is this logo? And it's like, we think it's for tailgate. I said, no, it's motivation to go eat.
No, that means you get full access to the buffet or
that's
something.
What I'm like, man, why would y'all do this? I'm trying my best.
Let me get that logo.
I'm trying my best not to overdo it, but it's going to happen. This is New Orleans.
Yeah. Dude, if I played down here, I would be 400. I'd be like Zion, dude.
That's why I'm like, y'all have to take it easy on Zion, man. This is a dude from the Carolinas who came to New Orleans.
Yep.
All he knows is to eat.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
I'm the same way.
Bro, I was doing an interview and they was like, how was it like playing the Saints with the food and stuff? I'm sure you didn't get to enjoy the food when y'all came. I'm like, who told you that lie? Yeah. I went right out that back door to Deanie's and I had fried catfish and shrimp and fries. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it because I don't know when I'll be back here.
We did, for those of you that don't know, for us, when I was on the Bucs with G, we would go out, travel day is Saturday. Obviously, you typically play on Sunday. We do a big DLine dinner, and we were in the NFC South with the Saints, so we would come to New Orleans at least once a year.
Yeah.
That's a good meal.
That's a great meal.
Yeah.
And I think they use it to their advantage. They know we're going to eat when we come.
Smart. Feel a little sluggish on game day.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. All right, G. You, like I mentioned earlier, 6-time Pro Bowler. Want to get into a little bit of football talk as much as I love talking about working out. But I was tuned into the Pro Bowl this year, and it was this past weekend, and I'm seeing dudes jump into foam pits. I'm seeing non-quarterbacks play quarterback, throwing picks. It's flag football. And I'm just like, what the hell am I watching, man? So, my question is basically how do you feel as a Pro Bowler? How do you feel about the state of the Pro Bowl right now?
Couldn't tell you. Didn't watch it because of that reason. Yeah. I grew up in a time of when they said Pro Bowl, one word popped in your head: Hawaii.
Yes.
Thank you. You see how easy that was for us? Because we grew up in that time.
Yeah.
Seeing that celebration.
Right.
When guys thought they were going to make the Pro Bowl doing this, that was a thing. Now it's like they took the Pro Bowl out of Hawaii. It went to the first year it was in Orlando. I give them respect. It was pretty cool because all of the families got free VIP tours to Disney. First come, first serve. And then they rented out Universal Studios, closed the whole park down and just let us use it. Yeah.
That's sick.
And they let us have the park for the night. It was cool. But then after that, it's just Orlando.
Yeah.
It's what are we doing the rest of the time?
Yeah.
It's not Hawaii
right,
where you bring your family and it's we're in Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? And now I think it got to the point to where because guys were not like playing in the game that you tried to figure something out. So
I get it.
I do get it,
like
but
you don't want to. You're not in the playoffs. You're not in the Super Bowl. You know, it is an honor to be a Pro Bowler. Like it's a very cool thing. But it's like you're not really playing a football game.
No,
you know. So like, I'm not sure. Like I'm just kind of curious because you're an OG. You're like a you're an old head man, and I am too. It's like it just doesn't really quite feel the same.
It don't feel the same, and we also, you take your family to the Pro Bowl. Before you got there, 2015, I took the whole DLine with me.
Oh, fun!
Literally all of them. Sorry, I took the whole DLine with me to Hawaii. On top of my family, I'm a family of 7.
Yeah,
with my dad and my sisters, and then my best friend. And that stuff
you
costs.
brought everybody.
That stuff costs. So by the end of the game, that check, you start saying, "Hey, look, fellas, you how many people you brought? All right, then you want to play hard because we need to. That's an extra 25,000 we can get."
Yeah,
we were in that time where like winner get this, loser get. So we by fourth quarter we was going.
Yeah, but you're not the type of guy to like not play football hard. You know what I mean?
Have you seen the infamous Jeff Saturday clip?
With you? Was it you?
Yes.
No, I haven't. We got to find this.
Y'all
Walk
find
me
this.
through it, please. Was it when he like went to do his celebratory snap with Peyton and you just fucked his ass up? Oh my god, bro! What a tryhard, bro! I'm supposed to be a tryhard white guy.
No, I hate tryhards. So here's the thing: when you go to the Pro Bowl, if they don't school you on what's supposed to happen, you're naive.
Yeah.
So when he switched teams, I'm like, this is a thing.
That's
and
amazing.
all the other guys was like, you need to play hard and don't be that guy that's out here and just look bad in the games. I'm like, freak. That was my first snap in the Pro Bowl.
That's phenomenal.
So I'm like, you gonna get it today. And then they was like, bro, what was you doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? It was like, that was like a ceremonial thing. And I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't know.
Yeah.
So when everybody gives me, they like, dang, G boy, you didn't care about this. I said, I didn't know.
Dude, Jeff Saturday is probably 40 years old.
Jeff Saturday still gives me looks.
That's so funny.
I seen Jeff Saturday at a UFC event. He was like,
yeah,
I was like, freak, bro, I didn't know.
You better stay ready. It's on site with you and Jeff. You better keep your eyes in the back, your head on a swivel around here.
Yeah, man.
Looking for Jeff Saturday. All right, let's talk about the Super Bowl, G. I don't know if you knew this, but we're a little bit of an Eagles homer pod, you know. I know where my bread is buttered, all right? I won a Super Bowl in Philly. It's actually 7 years ago today.
Yeah.
So that's why I got that.
Man, congratulations, my brother.
Yeah. Just curious to see, what is the matchup that you're most excited about for this game?
Man. Excited?
It can be or the one you're most that you think is the most critical matchup of this game. It can be, 2 players. It can be 2 units playing against each other. Anything like that. Whatever is the most interesting.
We talk about matchup. I'm going to go with Philly's defensive line versus Kansas City Chiefs offensive line, and specifically that order, not the trenches.
Yeah.
Not worry about the trenches. It's that order because Patrick Mahomes has been hit and sacked more than he's been since he's been a starter.
Yeah.
And Andy Reid and Pat are the great equalizers to a great defensive line, the way they can manipulate the offense,
screen,
and make defense
the ball
do
out.
what they want them to do.
Yeah, totally.
But at some point, Brandon Graham is going to show up.
Yeah.
And somebody has to block that guy.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen in your Super Bowl. And that one play, all those sacks y'all got that year.
Yeah.
And you get in the game, and it just takes one.
Yeah.
And who are they going to be able to hold up when they need to? And the Patriots needed them to hold up in that moment, and they couldn't. And that's what I'm interested to see if they can.
Yeah. And also, Joe Tooney sliding out playing left tackle.
That's what I'm saying.
I have a ton of respect for him, but, Nolan Smith, Josh Sweat, some really good edge rushers. BG coming back. He's got fresh legs.
That's what I'm saying, man. And Nolan Smith, talking Philly defensive line, you know this because you know football. When Jalen Carter made those 2 plays versus the Rams,
that's smart.
It was really a blown protection by freaking the Rams because that guard, when they slide to you, he's supposed to hold and wait. He's not supposed to just run out to the end. But Nolan Smith was kicking Haverson's tail so much to the point he said, "Forget that dude. I got to go help out there." And Jalen said, "All right, I'm gonna make you look this way, make you think somebody's coming to pick, and I'm gonna go upfield."
Yeah,
it worked.
That was a great job by him, though. As a young player, like, dude, I feel like I didn't have that kind of savvy until, I don't know, third, fourth year in the league, and he's still young.
He's figuring it out, man. And for him, he don't even know how to play football yet. He's literally dominating off instincts and talent. When he learns,
he's got that.
Yeah, when he learns, I'm telling you, man, nice. he that counter when he feels pressure and able to club you by. That's something I had early in my career. But just like him, I didn't know how to play football yet. I was winning off technique. Boom, boom, boom. Do this and this. Once I learned how to play football, you've been in the rooms with me, knowing protections, knowing, hey, Beau, you go here, I'm going to go over here because I know they're going to slide this way. Those different things. He's still in one spot. He don't move around and really manipulate how to do. When he does that, oh, my gosh.
Aaron Donald gave him some love a couple weeks ago, which is sweet. I mean, I think he is got to be one of the most exciting young D linemen to watch.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a rusher on the other side of the ball. Chris Jones, man. He's been doing it at such a high level for so long. And I'm impressed with him because, like, for a long time, he was a 3 technique. And he was the 3 technique. You know what I mean? And then, things have kind of evolved a little bit.
He's a Swiss Army knife. And Chris Jones is going to be in Canton one day. And what is going to say next is his name, Chris Jones, defensive tackle. The best plays and the most impactful plays he's made in his playoff career has been at defensive end.
Yeah.
And I can argue with all of the stats he have and on paper, the AFC Championship he just played is arguably the best game I've ever seen him play, but it won't show up in the stat sheet. You play defensive line. You know how you play with a guy who used to do this to people.
Yeah.
You know how demoralizing it is when you take another grown man and just say, you're going to move backwards whenever I feel like I want you to.
Go right through him.
And that's what he did over and over. And he did it from right tackle all the way to left tackle. He can do that to anybody on the offensive line.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. It's a headache because he's like Christian McCaffrey for a defense. You have to know where he's at all times.
Yep.
Like when we was game planning for the Saints and they were alternating Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara, I was like, find Alvin Kamara. You got to know where he's at because they're going to one of those 2 people.
Yeah.
Chris Jones is that for defense. Is he at left end? Is he at right end? Is he head of the center? Is he at right tackle? Is he at 3? You don't know. But when you got a guy like that, I call them the Ninja Turtles. You got the Ninja Turtles for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Comic book
stuff, I know. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Chris Jones. Those are the 4. As long as they in place, you got a chance.
Who's who? We haven't gotten that deep yet?
I don't know if I've dove that deep in, but I needed 4 people. So I said, Frank, call me Ninja Turtles, whatever.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
But I do, talking about Chris Jones, like, he rushed on the edge well, and the tackles never set him that deep.
No.
He just does that tight little 2-hand swipe. You know what I mean?
Just this swipe, man. He's great with his hands, and he's great with grabbing wrist control and all of that.
Yeah,
I was just on Colin Cowherd, and they was like, he won't be able to do that to the Eagles tackles and run through them. I said, y'all don't understand. He's not a run-through-you type rusher at all times.
Yeah.
He gets close. He breaks down that cushion. And he's great with his hands, man. And when offensive linemen like space. They don't like us being tight up on him. He's great in tight space. So
yeah, no, it's so true. You line up real tight as a 5 technique, you're rushing the edge, but like the O-line men, it's a different set. They can't set you too far out because they're just clubbing by.
Yeah.
And then they set back on you, you bull them.
Yeah.
Short set you, double line swipe.
Right.
Pass rush 101 with Gerald McCoy, y'all. Let's move on to the NFC South a little bit. How's our relationship with the Bucs these days?
It's incredible. Just finished 2 months ago. The Bucs are doing a 50th anniversary of the franchise, and the owners asked me to be in it. They said they couldn't tell the story of the Bucs without having me in it. So you want to talk about a rebuilt relationship?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And also the bad relationship was a narrative. It wasn't the Bucs. It was me and Jason Light. Yeah. We had a beef. He just so happened to be the GM, so it trickled down to, just Gerald and the Bucs. It was just me and Jason, and we worked that out right before we played y'all in London.
Yeah.
I hugged the dude right before the game, and then I made y'all pay for it.
Yeah, you guys beat us that game.
Yeah, 5 picks, 7 sacks.
Yeah, something like that.
It was ugly.
That was an ugly game.
Allie came to me, was like, "Thanks, G, for making me look bad. Everybody's watching." I'm like, I mean, I am on the other team, Allie, but whatever. Oh, it's all right. You got your get back. Y'all won the Super Bowl, and I watched.
Yeah.
So whatever. There you go.
But I mean, I don't know where my invite was for that 50th anniversary team. I guess they can tell the Bucs story without Beau Allen. That's kind of bullshit, dude.
I told the Glazers, I said, I'll only do this if y'all call Beau. I guess they said whatever.
See, that's the definition of a great teammate. One thing I love doing when I'm interviewing like dudes that I played with, is just like, let's give I love who's a random player that you feel like doesn't get enough love that you can shout out. I'll start. I saw this dude in Tampa. We played on DLine together with him. He was at my place for Gasparilla in Tampa a couple weeks ago. Pat O'Connor. I want to give Pat O'Connor a shout out.
Love Pat. I text Pat when he first got with the Lions. Yeah. And I said, bro, if you, and then he was starting. He ran out the tunnel. I texted him and said, Pat, if you go get another ring, just give me one diamond. I mean, because I would like to say I had a little impact on your development as a defensive line. Just give me one of those diamonds, just one.
No, dude, but he's from that area too. So I talked about him playing for the Lions and like how cool that, what a great experience for him, And I feel like he's the kind of guy that Dan Campbell would love. Yeah. I asked him straight up, I was like, bro, Dan Campbell probably loves you, right?
He do.
Yeah, because he works his ass off in practice. I
have a great one. And speaking in the same realm, Will Golston.
Yes.
Will Golston's career should have ended years ago.
He's still playing.
And he's still going. Yeah. People like that. Like you see people carve out these long, drawn out careers just from being who they are. Will, he's not worried about stats. Yep. He plays the game the right way. He plays with effort. Like listen, a funny Will Golston story. So this is before you got there. And our coach at the time, defensive line coach, said, you got to do everything in your power to get in your gap. That was his message, right? Mm-hmm. That is whether you got to shuck, you got to fight, whatever. So we at training camp, and Will does the dirtiest thing, like grabs the offensive lineman by his face mask and helmet, and he pulls him to the ground. And we get in the D-line room, and we watch the film, and the coach says, Will, what is this? Like, why would you do that to your teammate? And Will, with a straight face, looks and he says, am I not supposed to do everything in my power to get in my
God, bro. I can just picture that.
And we all lost it because he was dead serious. Yeah. It was the dirtiest thing you could do to somebody. And his excuse was, am I not supposed to do everything in my power?
Coach. That's on you, coach.
Will Golston, man. Yeah. Man, that dude should get a lot of love.
It's got to be 13 for him?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's wild, man. I'll never forget. Man. Played with him for 2 years. Every year in training camp, he'd come in, head shaved, bald.
And you knew he had a bad practice the day before.
And then you're just like, all right, I'm not saying shit.
Nothing to Will.
Right next to him.
There's a lot of people with screws loose.
Yeah.
Will had a couple extra screws loose, man. If he had a bad practice, he would literally come to work the next day with, the most patchy shaved head ever.
And that's what Nick Sirianni did this season. Worked out pretty good for coach.
So, man, hey, listen, kids, if you're out there, if you have a bad practice, shave your head.
Yeah.
It works.
It'll get you right. All right, one last question for you. I was talking about this with Kelsey last week. This is a total fuck around question, but I think it's really funny. If you could trade bodies with one teammate that you ever played with, who would it be? You can't say Beau Allen.
All right. Dang. Wait. Now I got to think about this.
Yeah.
That was automatic. Trade bodies?
DeMar Dotson.
If you guys only knew.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Just send that clip to Fitz. He's going to love it.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyway,
that's
great
hilarious.
player. Right tackle for the Bucs a long time. Super tall. Really long arms.
Yeah, he's just 6'9", African-looking dude.
Real country.
If you know, you know. And dang. A teammate? Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was thinking NFL, but nope.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson.
I think he's coming by for an interview with Chris in a couple of days, but dude.
Adrian freaking Peterson.
The truth.
That dude, man, I watched him as a true freshman do box jumps with 70-pound dumbbells in each hand. I said, man, who is that?
Yeah.
Why is he like this? And where did he come from? Adrian Peterson for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greek god, dude.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Everyone. Gerald McCoy at the Greenlight House, kicking it off. First interview of many this week. Shout out to our sponsors. This episode of the Greenlight Podcast is brought to you by Daya Pizza, featuring dairy-free cheese now made from Daya Oat Cream Blend. Let's talk about FOMO, the fear of missing dairy. It's real. The Butter King has certainly had it. I love dairy. When you hear about dairy-free cheese, you get a little skeptical, especially if you love normal cheese like me. I did play football in Wisconsin after all. But Daya set out to create the ooeyest, gooeyest, dairy-free cheese blend pizza there is with zero trade-offs. Daya's pizzas are dairy-free and still deliver the rich, savory taste and total satisfaction that everyone craves and demands when looking for frozen pizza. Daya's pizzas hit all the marks. Thin, crispy crust, flavorful toppings, including meatless options that taste meaty, and cheese that's rich, stretchy, and melts just like dairy. All thanks to the innovative Daya Oat Cream Blend. The Butter King loves it. Daya has cured my FOMO, and you don't have to commit to a fully dairy-free lifestyle to enjoy it. Make your next pizza night FOMO-free with Daya. To learn more about Daya, please visit www.dayafoods.com. Also, check them out on socials, Instagram and TikTok, or visit any major retailer across the U.S., including Whole Foods, Kroger, and Walmart. Coming soon to select Publix and Sprouts. FOMO be gone. Gee, you're the man, dude. Always
Appreciate
pleasure
it, brother. I
chopping it up
appreciate
with
you
you.
having me, man.
Yeah, hopefully we'll hang out this week.
I'll be around.